driving him to a heart attack so that he'll die. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
It's
And
like a slow build that like reveals itself, and then the actual twist ending is pretty cool too.
Which I don't understand. So was he dead, or like what is like? Because it shows him at the end and he's all like painted up and looks like a puppet.
No, he is the puppet.
Okay, he is the puppet. That's what I thought, but I was like, this didn't seem right at first.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really explain much, but he just him and his puppet have formed this psychological bond,
Right, like he just kind of went insane, and just like his personality was.
Yeah, he took on the puppet's personality as the voice of his conscience, or like, advice in his head or whatever. So in death, his spirit inhabited the puppet's body, and he was able to get his revenge.
Yep.
Score.
Yeah, so this one's another simple and easy one. I would give this one a 7.75.
I didn't revisit this one because I didn't even see it in the list, but I do remember this one. I'm gonna go 7.5.
I gave it a 7.75 as well.
And next one.
Tales from the Crypt.
Okay, so the next episode is episode 3 from season 5, Forever Ambergris. The director wasn't anyone who I deemed noteworthy to write down, but it stars Roger Daltrey of The Who and Steve Buscemi.
Shut up. I was just going to say, I like this episode a lot, but Daltrey, it's not because I'm not a fan of The Who. I just didn't like him. And I didn't like his face. I know he was in Tommy, so he's acted before, and
right.
I'm sure he's in something else too. But I don't know.
His face lended to the part because at the end, his nose gets ripped off. So
right,
I guess
him having the big giant nose was, it kind of lended to the part. But it's about a war photographer played by Roger Daltrey, who's his career is winding down, and he's irrelevant at this point. And
you forgot to mention Paul Dooley from Runaway Bride.
The new kid in town is Steve Buscemi, and he's he's the hot thing, and all of his pictures are reminding everyone of Roger Daltrey, whose character, the Dalton character or whatever,
which he looks up to.
So he's it's like a mentor and
mentee.
Huh?
They don't call it mentee.
A mentor-apprentice relationship.
Jesus Christ.
I did it to be funny.
No, you did not.
I don't think so.
It was disturbing.
You're disturbing.
Before they take off to this next opportunity or whatever,
He meets
Buscemi invites Daltrey over to meet his girlfriend and hang out.
And he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's this chick is clearly.
But actually, Steve Buscemi at that age, he doesn't look.
Yeah,
as
he's
odd.
not he's not really until he opens his mouth and smiles.
Yeah.
He's not that odd of a look.
No,
odd looking of a person.
I was telling Ken earlier, it looks like the older Steve Buscemi gets, the smaller his skull gets, and the larger
it's
his
like
eyes
his
start to
face
pop out.
fucking depresses and his eyes get bigger or something.
Well, this was 93, so he was.
Reservoir Dogs is 91, 92.
Yeah, it was toward the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He hadn't really exploded in Hollywood yet. So
But he did say niggers on screen, though. You're acting like a bunch of niggers.
I think you just wanted to say that word.
No. Before this, he was known for the guy that said the N-word in Reservoir Dogs. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
I'm quoting.
Okay. So, after meeting his, this girlfriend that's way out of this guy's league, they go to, I don't even know what fucking country, Bolivia or something, I don't fucking know. There's a civil war going on.
Central America.
So yeah, somewhere in Central America, and the Daltrey character gets a tip about some village that's been attacked with chemical weapons that you shouldn't enter because you'll just die, so
wouldn't the guy from The Who, who wants to fuck this chick, have this guy killed on purpose?
yeah,
You
so
would
he
think so,
he
yeah.
sends him to this village to take pictures and then steals the photographs, and Steve Buscemi's death is
So
really gruesome
violent.
and awesome, and it's probably some of the best makeup effects in the series, bar none.
With the eye falling
the
out.
eye, the eye popping out, and the body melt, and it's just super gross. And it has some pretty decent nudity and drug use and a familiar face and Steve Buscemi and pretty cool, backstabby revenge plot line. You know, the chick
Really?
she takes like the weed and some stuff that Buscemi had sent her from the poison village and like rolled it up, and they smoke it together, and they start like rotting and falling apart while they're fucking. I don't know, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, this is a really awesome episode. I'm glad I watched
It
this
might,
one.
I don't know, it might be my favorite. It's definitely up there.
It's it's second or third. Well, it's got to be third because the Tim Curry thing.
But I give this one a 9.5.
That's what I'm giving it.
I'm giving it a 9.5 as well.
And next one.
Tales from the Crypt.
Go ahead.
Well, this is your episode.
I know, that's why I was telling myself that. I forgot which one of this that we were talking about. Oh, yeah, Skin Deep.
Episode 2, Season 6. Only Skin
Only
Deep.
Skin Deep. Okay.
Directed by William Malone of
I'm a professional, you can tell.
House on Haunted Hill remake and Fear.com fame.
Yeah, who wouldn't know that? The Fear.
I thought it was the same William Malone that directed Maniac Cop, but I was really wrong.
No, yeah, that's, yeah. So this is, it hits home to me because when you lose someone, you go crazy. But I've never lost anyone to, like, spousal abuse, but he's, like, going to parties because he knows that she's there to try and win her back.
Stalking her. And...
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's not trying to win her back. He's just stalking her.
Okay,
being a
yeah,
creep.
it still hits close to home. I'll stalk a Facebook page like no other.
Jesus
What's that
Christ.
bitch doing now? I'm just kidding. The exes, I'm just kidding. You didn't make it this far anyways. You're not a fan of me. Obviously, you'd still be with me. You fucking stupid bitches. Whatever.
Wow.
This has got, I'm sorry, I'm editing all that.
I don't have anyone written down. I don't recognize, like,
Okay.
the guy or the principal.
The guy kind of reminded me of the guy that played in Dream On, the HBO series.
Never seen it.
No, fuck. I'm on my own in this one. So it's like a costume party, and he was told not to fucking show up by his ex, in which his friend is hosting it. I believe it seems like they're really good buds.
Well, his friend is already married to his ex, which I found to be kind of odd.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought it was his ex's friend that he was married to. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, that's what it was, right?
I don't know.
So he meets a strange, dressed up girl in the kitchen, and she wants to just like leave, and he's like a
Controlling asshole.
chauvinistic, I don't know,
Misogynist.
misogynist. What the fuck?
He's Ken.
Yeah. So he decides that no names, no faces, this is fuck or whatever, but then I guess it's like the fuck of his life, and so he wants to like get acquainted, and she's like, fuck off. He tries to pull off her mask.
It's
You
just her
you
face.
kind of realize that it's not a mask right when you see it off the bat. 'cause-
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty obviously not a mask.
No.
You know, the twist is that she's done this before and that she has, like, a cabinet full of men's faces.
Yep.
Yeah, and he almost gets away, too.
Yeah, she's drugged him, and it just takes a while for
Yep.
the drug to kick in.
That's it. Bye.
Well, there's,
I mean, that's the end.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of, like, one of the reasons that this episode is cool is, like, the hallucinatory aspect of it. Like, he you know, he's laying in bed and sees the ghost of the black guy, like you were saying earlier.
House on a Hill.
Yeah, the
Type of
Jacob's
fidgety-
Ladder.
yeah.
And that guy used it again at House on Haunted Hill. So this was
One trick pony.
well-tread ground by him at this point. But I don't know. So I saw this episode really young, and
So
for
did I.
some reason I thought, or I remembered, like, after having seen it the first time, like, when I watched it the second time, I was like, oh man, this is the episode where the lady, like, cuts off the dude's dick and, like, puts it in, she has, like, this giant case of other dudes' dicks or whatever, instead of faces. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, yeah.
You were thinking Terra Firmer.
You're just like me, bro. You're thinking about dicks a lot.
So, you know, the second time I watched it, it didn't have the same impact as the first time, but
Why'd you turn down a joint?
it's a blunt.
Oh, you don't like blunts?
I kind of have a bit of a headache.
Oh, this is weird. Is it stress?
No, I don't know what it. Sometimes when I combine, like, high alcohol content beers and
Yeah,
pot,
and
I
if
get
you
a
don't
headache.
keep drinking, you get a headache. I do the same thing. That's why I'm a binge drinker. I don't like to come down because I start feeling tired. Smoke the weed, though. I don't know what your problem is. But anyways, go ahead.
I don't know, any Tales from the Crypt episode that has, like, a high sexuality and violence content scores extra points, so that's why this one's good, in addition to, like, it just being weird and inexplicable, and also, like, the comeuppance for
being a fucking a chauvinist,
a dude who beats women.
Misogynist, and and he almost beats her, actually, so he's, like, trying to change, but...
And tears off part of her face.
Yeah, I'm going to score this an 8.
I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it an 8.
And next one.
Tales from the Crypt.
That you didn't watch this one.
All right, I will. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure you will. So the last episode for the episode is episode 5 of...
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes. Episode 5 of season 7, Horror in the Night. One of, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes that Russell Mulcahy directed of Highlander fame, and he also had this 7 ripoff called Resurrection that's pretty cool, that stars Christopher Lambert, about a guy who's, like, resurrecting, he's, like, building the body of Christ out of other people's body parts for Easter instead of, like, the 7 thing.
So he pretty much hung his hat on Lambert's career.
Yeah, he you know, Lambert was in Highlander.
Yeah,
and I feel this might be one of the more bloodier episodes of the whole series.
I like this one a bunch. I like anything that's kind of a weird mindfuck and, like, hallucinatory, and that doesn't necessarily follow, like, in a, you know, an easy... What are you doing? Something that jumps in and out of reality and, like, hallucination without warning and, like, without explanation.
Yeah, because this is kind of like a burglar that, like...
Yeah, it's...
Slash hitman.
Well, yeah, I mean, the plot is... it's, you know, it's pretty basic. Like, it's a jewel heist that turns into a double cross where one of the guys shoots the other one and takes the jewels and runs off. And
runs the jewels.
Yeah, he runs the jewels, just like your t-shirt. And so he goes to hide in this hotel, which just happens to be a hotel where he had carried out a hit 5 years earlier, and, like, while he's in the hotel, he sees a lot of things that keep getting weirder and weirder. Like the bellboy keeps, you know, he sees the bellboy
with a freaking laundry,
with a laundry basket full of bloody sheets, and, like, an arm reaches out, and there's a woman that he keeps seeing she's in his room, she's not in his room. Like, there's a scene where they start fucking, and, like, she, you know, starts bleeding, and the room starts bleeding, and
like all the walls are just covered in blood.
Then she's gone, and he's covered in these weird, like, tentacly things and yellow fucking, like, tall man blood, and just all of the slips in and out of reality are really cool. And
the set piece is cool, with, like, the hotel being all run down and creepy.
Yeah, it turns out that the hotel itself is long closed, and, like, it's, you know, he was drawn there by the ghost of this woman that he killed, and so it's revenge for having killed her. And then the guy who he double crosses and steals the jewels from comes back and gets his revenge. It has a lot of really cool effects. It's fairly different from a lot of other Tales from the Crypt episodes.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite from this season.
This season has a lot of, like, standout episodes. There's this one. There's one called Report from the Grave that's really great.
There's not that many, though, on this one, right?
No, there's
10?
6, 8, 10, 12, 13 episodes 13. In this one.
All right, shortened from the previous.
Yeah, I mean, most of the episodes are 14 to 16. Season 2 is the longest at 18. Season 1 is the shortest at 6. But there's really no consistency in the season lengths. Like, there are only a couple that are 14 or whatever.
Like, not now. Not now, like, a standard is, like, 10 to 12.
Yeah.
But these are half hours, though.
Season 7 is really criticized by a lot of people, but honestly, they're some of the best episodes of the entire series contained. Yeah, like, About Face, the one about the daughter that comes back to the minister, who is just like...
I didn't see that one.
That one's really good.
I have scattered episodes of 6 and 7 that I haven't seen.
Report from the Grave you're going to like a lot. It has a real Lovecraft feel to it.
Nice.
And it's the other William Malone episode, actually. I don't know. I like Horror in the Night. It has all of the elements